I'm Chris from Discount Snow Stakes. We are a snow removal product supplier. We've been in business 15 years. Over that time, we've worked with some of the biggest snowplow companies in the country and into Canada. And today, we want to talk about snowplow efficiency. This is direct feedback that we get from our customers and that we've worked with over that time. One of the first things that we want to cover is route planning. Route planning is really important for snow removal companies because when you go out and you have a whole list of customers they have to service during a big storm, it's important to get to them as quick as possible and service them as efficiently as possible. To do that, you want to have a really dense route. You need route planning software to help you with this. Even to go on Google and try to do it yourself, it can take hours to plan a route of X amount of customers over X amount of time. So what the route planning software does is take those addresses and give you a list of how to efficiently hit those customers in the quickest manner possible. This will take a lot of guesswork out of your day, it'll save you time, and also it'll save you money. The money alone that you would save in gas costs for probably one storm is what the equivalent of what you would pay for route planning software for a full year. We use route planning software internally to service our customers, so we can recommend that if you reach out to us directly, but this is definitely something I highly recommend. Another critical area that snow removal companies have to focus on is equipment preparation and also maintaining that equipment throughout the season. So there should be an equipment check at the beginning of every season done with inventory and also to make sure that all of it is in working condition. So starting with your plows, your salt spreaders, your snow blowers, all of those items should be checked and run to make sure that they don't require any other repair or maintenance. On top of that, during the season, you want to limit the amount of snow, ice, water that can accumulate on this equipment. You want to make sure that it's in good working condition and stored properly. Also maintained throughout the season. That goes for having emergency kits in all of the trucks, also making sure that all the snow shovels are ready to go and not broken, and that every truck has a snow shovel. One of my favorites to cover in snow plowing efficiency is snow stakes and marking your properties, right? This is key because it gives the snowplow driver a guideline on where the road ends and the landscape begins. Also, it shows your property managers and your customers that you care about their property and that you're doing everything that you can to protect them in preventive measures like snow stakes. When staking your properties on straightaway property lines, you probably want to do anywhere from 5 to 10 feet. You could spread them out even a little bit more if you really wanted to. But on curvatures of land, you want to do every 2, 3, or 4 feet, depending on how many curves and how much the land changes. This is really up to the person who's doing the staking to use their discretion to not overstake and certainly not understake. To go a little bit over what you would expect is probably better and on the safer side until you get used to a property and driving it during a storm. The next thing we want to talk about is the timing of your snow plowing operations. Obviously, when the snow falls in the middle of a storm, the plow trucks have to go out and get the property clear. However, planning ahead can help reduce the time needed to service a property. For instance, looking at the weather report, making sure that you know when the snow starts, when it's lightest, when it's heaviest, and when it will stop. Also, planning around heavy traffic times at a specific property. For instance, one property might be really busy in the morning, but quieter in the afternoon, and vice versa. Knowing that and communicating with the property manager can help you clear the property and hit that property at the right time. So, as long as you communicate with the property manager, as long as you have the weather report and you have your team ready to go, you can clear the property at the optimal time for the property and for you. Communication with your customers is a really, really critical part of having good relations between you and the people who are hiring you to do a job. So, at the beginning of the season, walking the property and understanding exactly where property lines are and what you're responsible to plow for, and also where there's expensive landscapes that you're trying to protect, that's where snow stakes and such come in. Also, again, what times the properties need to be plowed, what times they shouldn't be plowed, when they have heavy foot traffic, and when the lots actually empty out of cars so you can get in there and not have to worry about plowing around cars and having to come back and do the job again later in the day. So communicating with your customer is key and a critical part of having that business relationship and clearing snow efficiently during the winter season. In closing, we just want to recap our points. First, from route planning efficiency, obviously limiting your travel costs, limiting your travel time, and maximizing your service time to your customers during a snow event. Also preparing your equipment, making sure that everything is working in order, especially your snow plows, and that all trucks are prepared with all the supplies that they need. Obviously, with Discount Snow Stakes, given this talk, you know how important it is to stake all your properties with good quality stakes. Fiberglass with reflective tape is preferred, but fiberglass plain will do the trick as well. Make sure that you time your operations properly so that you're plowing at the right times, plowing at the optimal times where there's less traffic on the property. And it's important to make sure that you're monitoring all weather patterns to make sure that you do plow at the correct times, and also communicating with your customers. And this is really the key, knowing what the expectations are before the season, during the season, and then after the season. That'll ensure a nice, smooth snow plowing operation. We appreciate you watching our videos. If you like what you heard today, subscribe to our channel and also check out our other videos to get more information on snow plowing